Hello, everyone, and welcome to Director Watch, an AwardsWatch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, the executive editor here at AwardsWatch, and joining me, as always, is the conductor of my dreams, my co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
We love seasons on this podcast. I think, if anything, people know that about us. So it's great to go from one season to the next, from a late spring to an early summer. Who knows? Maybe with Ozu, we will continue to explore other seasons. And what's so great is, there are only 4 seasons, but when you split them in half, early and late, all of a sudden it's like 8 mini seasons. And that's what Ozu knew more than anyone else. He was ahead of the curve.
Yeah. What's your favorite season?
Not summer, I'll tell you that much.
Jeez, we were talking about this off air before we started. Good Lord.
It's fall. It's fall.
Fall's right. Why is it fall, Jay?
Fall's the best one. Well, it's pretty. It's chilly.
Mm-hmm. Not too cold.
I don't really have bad allergies, but I've got a little something. The pollen can be a little much down here in the south.
Yeah.
Winter's too cold, in my opinion, even though I am in the south.
I love winter, though.
I like a winter.
It's a good movie.
Snow. Love snow. Great movie season, obviously.
Great movie season. Football.
We love, fall. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I associate with fall is football.
It's football season.
Obviously, it continues through winter.
Yeah. And by winter, you're not watching football anymore.
Yeah. By winter, I'm hopeless. Fall brings the
hope,
expectations.
Yeah.
Hope and expectations.
Those
are shattered by.
How are you looking this year for both teams?
We're looking.
Is it optimistic?
The vibes are odd. I will say the vibes with Auburn right now are optimistic, but that has been very dangerous for the last few years. Atlanta Falcons, I just have no idea. I really don't know.
Okay. All right.
It depends on our quarterback. It kind of depends on the quarterback for both Auburn and the Falcons.
Well, when this episode releases, we will be in September. So we will already be in week 2 of the football season.
Oh, yeah. My dreams may already have been shattered because we've got a big week 1 game.
Well, I have the biggest week 1 game. So
who are y'all playing?
We're playing Ohio State.
Oh, that's right.
So we probably lost that game and we're 0-1.
Come on now. Where is that?
At Ohio State.
All right, you probably lost that one.
On ring day for them when we put the banner up.
You never know.
You never know.
But what if you win that one? I mean, you'd be riding higher than high.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to brag about it on the show
That's true.
Because we're recording this ahead of time. So when that does come out, I mean,
all right. So we're making the prediction now. Who won?
Ohio State won.
I think Texas is going to win.
I think you're wrong.
Okay. I think Arch is throwing for 315, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I think he threw 2 picks.
Texas 38, Ohio State 28.
Okay. I think we walked in there and fucked around and played with our food and lost that game late.
That'd be a heartbreaker.
Yep. And then
I think they're going to win.
And then we hear about it all year, how Sark can't win the big game. And then we go to the Georgia game or Oklahoma and we figure out if they're actually legitimately good. So,
Yasujirō Ozu didn't live to see a Super Bowl. He passed away before the Super Bowl started.
What do you think he would have served at his party?
Oh, man. Buffalo wings.
Is that your go-to flavor for a wing?
What's
your go-to flavor? I know we're going on Tangent City already to start, but this series has been very serious so far from the episode that you heard last week and we already recorded next week's episode. So we've gone on some pretty serious podcasting already. So to get some tangents in here is never a bad thing. It makes our audience know that we are still the goofy sons of bitches that you listen to every week. So with that in mind, Jay, what's your favorite? How do you like your wings?
I'll tell you, I had one the other day.
Oh, man.
It was a lemon yaki wing, lemon pepper and teriyaki together.
Well, that's interesting.
It was delicious.
Where'd you get it at? Like a local place?
Yeah, just a local place.
Is it like a chain or is it like actual
mom and pop? Yeah.
Oh man, I like them like really crispy, and then you sauce them or rub them or whatever. I like a crispy wing.
See, I go back and forth on grilled versus fried. Sometimes I just like a grilled,
Oh, a grilled one or a
not
smoked.
breaded wing.
A
Yeah.
smoked one is never bad either.
Hmm.
Like, mm.
Yeah.
No, I can go back and forth. I don't, and just give me the chicken, you know?
Yeah, and your favorite is the mom and pop place, Hooters.
Well, I mean, hey, they're
They
supporting those people through some
they
people.
got good wings.
Have I ever told you that story about what happens on Christmas Eve every year?
I believe you have, but
Have I told
remind
the
me.
listeners? I don't
I'm
think
not
so.
sure.
Okay. So this is a family story, and technically,
It's very
early
Ozu.
early summer is a
So it's
family.
not a tangent because it's
Yeah,
about
it's about family,
family.
or as Vin Diesel would say, family.
Hmm.
So
Vin Diesel probably loves Ozu.
oh man, he's like, how can I get a family like that? Let me tell you. So many years ago, about I mean, like the year before I was born, so 34 years ago. Um, my, I mean, and this was even before that, but every year at Christmas, my grandparents would have an annual Christmas Eve fight. And because my grandmother, my grandfather didn't like to be with my grandmother's family, his in-laws. Much different than,
A
you know,
classic
it's
sitcom dilemma.
a classic, right? And so she would wait until the last second to say that the in-laws were coming because she just didn't want the fight.
That's a dirty trick.
And he knew it was coming, but but you gave a man hope. You
It's
know what I mean?
kind of a weapons
Yeah,
situation.
it's a very much a weapon situation. And so he would get mad, they would yell, they would fight. Then they go to mass, pray for their sins. They'd have the Christmas part, like Christmas Eve party. He'd get drunk, he'd play Santa, he'd be the life of the party. And then Christmas Day was good, even though he had to put up with the in-laws, right? That's what we all have to do.
Hmm.
So, and with this fight, it would be in the middle of her prepping all the stuff for food for the next day and that day. So it would just be this ongoing thing of stress. So my dad and my uncle thought it would be a good idea to get my dad out of the house, or my grandfather out of the house early, and take him somewhere and get her out of her hair. And so the first place, of course, they thought was Hooters. Get him some wings, you know,
Absolutely. Wings and things.
wings and plenty of things,
Hmm.
and obviously get him a couple beers while you're at it too,
Absolutely.
and that'd just mellow him out.
A couple of Coors Lights make them see the mountains
No, no,
turn
no, no,
blue.
no, not Coors Lights. No,
Oh,
no, no,
sorry.
no, absolutely the fuck not.
It's a Budweiser.
Nope, nope. It was a Miller family,
A Miller family. That's
Miller
what
High
my
Life. If you really have it,
Ooh, a High Life.
we're a
Okay.
High Life. We're the
I see
champagne of
ya.
beers family, my
Okay.
buddy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's very touchy.
It's very well. I mean, well, my dad is. He can't have Budweiser. He's allergic to, I think the whatever they put something that they put into that.
Really?
And yeah, he had it, and every time he had it,
RFK is probably working on that.
yeah, he's probably trying to get rid of
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, you didn't want that impression on the show?
All right.
They're taking the stuff out of the Budweiser, Cheryl. Anyway, so they bring him home, and and my grandmother runs to the door, and my dad and my uncle are there, and she goes, "Did it work?" And he walks in the door and goes, "Hey, good looking. It's Christmas Eve, and you're about to have the best time of your life." And
So
he
it
was,
worked.
it worked. So she looked at both of them and said, "You better do this again next year." And
There's nothing men love more than a night at Hooters, an early afternoon at Hooters.
and it helps, like, because they've got like football on or games on at the time or whatever. So they kept doing this.
Hmm.
And my grandfather passed away when I was in middle school. I went to two of them at the ripe age of 11
You
and
went
12
to two of the Hooters outings.
with him alive. Yes.
Hmm.
And
Oh, but it has carried on.
it has carried on now. We do this now
I love
as
that.
a loving memory of him. And we have photos of him with with the wait staff and with the owners and everything. We take those, we have those photos and we have them in an envelope. My uncle has them, and we sit them in the middle of the table. We all look at them and remember why we're actually here. It's not about the girls. It's not about the wings. It's about all of us getting together during a crazy time of the year and remembering where we came from. And when I tell that story, Jay, I tell the first part. And anytime I've ever been in an office setting and you've been around a lot of female coworkers, they go, "Oh, that's just disgusting. How you sick son of a bitch. How can you say all that?" No, no, no. Then you get to that last part and you hear the whole room go, "Oh, that's actually kind of sweet."
How nice.
But I brought my father-in-law now along with us, and we brought in other members of the family, friends, and there's about like 8 to 10 of us every year that come and do this, and it's a really great thing. And so
More of a hoots guy myself.
yeah. Oh, hoots.
I like the streamlined.
Well, we talked about this with
That's
Emma.
canon.
Wow,
That's
wow.
big canon. I believe in the Dune.
Maybe
Dune
I did talk
episode.
about. No, we talked about that with her on Priscilla, I believe.
Oh, it was Priscilla.
It was
Okay.
Priscilla because I remember her
No,
talking about.
I talked about it in the context. I remember talking. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't
it
know.
was.
Anyway, but
Done too
yeah.
many episodes of this show.
Well,
Why are we still doing this?
why are we still doing this?
I love it.
Because we love talking about
I
movies.
love it.
I love
Oh,
talking
I
with you,
love it.
buddy. By now, when this episode released, we'll be 2 weeks away from hanging out.
Yeah, by the time this is released, I guess that's true. We're
Mm.
finally going to meet each other for the first time after 7 years. It's a little bit of a
8 years.
Monte Teo situation.
Montai Teo? Don't you mean Manti Teo?
Uh,
Tomato,
apologies.
tomato.
Do you watch that Netflix
Did I watch
documentary on him?
I knew you were going to ask. Did you watch the Netflix documentary about Manti Teo? That was one of the craziest damn things. It became like.
It was
So wait, he just got catfished, right? Because
like
he had
so bad, but in an
in the most
idiot's way.
Notre Dame way.
Just
too,
in
I thought.
a he was a fool, an absolute fool.
All the things we do.
He
for-
could have dated any young
He's
lady
walking
on Notre
on
Dame's campus.
Yeah, it's not like he's at BYU.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you can't be with anybody.
They just kicked
I know we're not bringing that up again. You
No.
already brought that up on Verhoeven series. We're not doing that again.
That's crazy.
No, that was nuts. But to that point, if you're the Heisman Trophy candidate player on a undefeated
Superstar, beloved,
All American,
nice guy.
you could get anybody on that campus, dude, and you want to talk to somebody digitally, says a lot, I guess.
Not even digitally. It was just on the phone.
Was it? Oh, okay.
There was never a FaceTime call. There was never
Or a
a
phone
Skype
call.
It was
No.
only phone.
And he fell for it?
Fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker, man.
Is that guy married now?
That's actually a good question.
It's a really good question.
But not only did he fall for it, but what was
it
the
kind
story?
of tanked his career.
Somebody died. Somebody supposedly died of. Oh, was it his girlfriend that died of cancer? It was the girlfriend. The quote unquote girlfriend died of cancer because the catfisher got nervous about the situation, and so it became like national news that his girlfriend had died of cancer, when in fact he had just realized that it was a catfish situation and he was trying to cover himself. That was actually one of the most insane stories in sports in the 21st century.
Truly one of the craziest things. It looks like he was married in 2020 to a real person.
That's good.
Have to make that clear. There's photos of them
But
together.
then Grok got invented and he got a divorce.
And they have 2 children.
Okay.
So
Congratulations to him.
So he went on a live a real life. If you're her parent,
personal life, it seems like there's a subsection here called catfishing incident. Interesting.
if you're like, I don't know, like her family, like the woman he married, how do you like first impression? Is probably like, you remember when you met your in-laws for the first
I think it has to be somebody who doesn't know your background. Eventually they will find out about it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But that has to come out later.
Do you remember the first time your in-laws met you?
Yeah, I was very quiet, and they were like, "This guy's super weird.
What
Why
was
are
like
you with
what
him?"
was like the turning point, Jay? When you was it like the second or third time?
It was probably like a vacation that we did
Okay.
together.
All right. And then they were like, "No, you're all right. You could stick
Yeah,
around."
and then he's like, "Actually, he's kind of annoying. Like he's actually too much."
First time I ever met Megan's most of Megan's family was at a giant birthday party.
Hmm.
And it was like I felt like very interrogated. I was like in the middle seat and there were like 20 people there and everybody was asking me questions left and right. I felt like an interrogation scene.
Hmm.
And my mother-in-law will say to this day, he survived that meal. He can stick around for pretty much anything because it was a public grilling. And so
Wow.
that was the first impression. My dad met my wife the first time, and my wife was like, you, she was very quiet. And Jay knows this, and I think all of our listeners know I like to talk. And he kind of said to himself, he's like, she's gonna have to like really come out of this shell the second time I see her in order for this to work. And then by like the second or third time he's met her, she was already giving me shit. And she's been doing that now for 16 years.
It is really nice being the favorite brother-in-law. I
I
am
think I'm
easily the favorite brother-in-law.
I don't know if I can go I mean
I will go no further because occasionally my mother-in-law listens to this podcast. But
um my other brother-in-law Ruben's a very very nice guy. He's a sweetheart. So I don't have an issue with any of my in-laws.
and I'm gonna say let's just talk about the movie.
Yeah. Oh, you want to start talking about the movie?
Let's talk about the film.
Let's
It's
talk
about
about the film.
family.
It's about family, so we'll just transition into that, buddy.
Let's do it.
We're here to talk about that was the longest way around to get to. We're here to
Hmm.
talk about early summer today. Hooters, Bantai Teo, and our
The
families.
second film in the Noriko trilogy.
Mm-hmm. And the first time watch for you, right?
First time watch.
You watched it last night.
I did.
You were texting me, or I
Right as it
texted.
was starting.
I
Yeah.
texted you. What are you doing? And you said, "I'm about to watch the film." And I said, "I just finished it."
Yep.
So,
And now here we are.
and now here we are. God, I love it when a plan comes together. Jay,
Absolutely.
your thoughts on early summer?
Yeah, early summer is it's a really good movie. It is. I think it you mentioned earlier we have recorded Late Spring and Tokyo Story so far. I
Yes,
don't
sir.
think it quite lives up to that.
No.
Although what can, again, those are two of the 25 Sight and Sound critics' greatest films of
Maybe
all
like some
time.
of the
So
greatest films of all
it's
time.
it's
Yeah.
certainly grading on a curve. So instead of being an all-time masterpiece, this film is just very, very good. But I do love how it approaches the angle, or it approaches marriage from a different angle than those other two films do. I think specifically as it relates to Late Spring, that is a film about wanting to let your daughter go for her own benefit into what he views as a great opportunity for marriage. And this is a film about reluctantly letting go of your daughter to a marriage that they don't think is optimal and how difficult that is. But I love how that difficulty is equivalent, even though the problem is the exact opposite. That's what I found so kind of poignant about this movie. How it was so sad for this widower to have to say goodbye to his daughter, but he almost forced her to do it. He went out of his way to make sure that it happened because he was so happy for her. In early summer, it's more along the lines of, yes, we want her to find something. We're not quite as pushy with it. It's more kind of society that feels to be kind of crushing in on her. I mean, right, she's 28. I don't know. I mean, she's her expiration date is long expired.
When did you get married? How
I
old were you?
was 27 when I got married.
And I was 26.
So we were young.
We were, well,
Certainly
pu-
for 20 for
we were
now.
pushing where they're starting to criticizing
but
this.
back then it was
Back
like,
then, they were marrying
oh
him like
my God.
they were marrying him. What, Jay? Probably in their like 18.
Probably. I mean, for 21st century, we got married fairly early.
Yeah, I think
Although in the
so.
South, not quite as much, but you go
Well,
to, you go to Chicago or New York, it's like, I'm only 37. What do you want from me? But in this film,
was that a Sophia impression or no? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Sophia. I'm just kidding.
Ryan,
Well, she's in New York.
Ryan. Anyway, Noriko in this film
He doesn't want the
is
third chair mentioned on this
it's
show at
it,
all.
it well, honestly, there isn't really a ton of pressure in the film about
No,
that
there's not
stuff.
any
It's sort of
pressure
it's
at all.
more of a debate in her friend group because two of the friends are married and two of the friends are single, and the unmarried women sort of have this perspective of, well, why would I do that? I don't need to attach myself to something like that. It's kind of outdated. And I love how at the end of the film when she turns down the opportunity to date one of the suitors that her boss sets her up with, he says, well, you're kind of old fashioned for a modern woman.
Hmm.
And so it is sort of this like reset a little bit, or kind of this meeting in the middle of tradition, which I found very heartening. And it still has all that Ozu stuff where, they watch a balloon float away and you're like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And I'm on the verge of crying right now. It just has that real sense of, it does have this sense of like memory in the moment, I guess is maybe how I would put it, where you're in something and then you realize that this will be something that you remember forever, even though it is so small. I love when the elder father and mother of the family are just the line that killed me was towards the end when the father, and I'm gonna misquote it, but he says something along the lines of like, "Our family is scattered now, but we've done better than average."
Yeah.
And that perspective it's so honest, and it feels like something you rarely see in a movie where it is grounding expectations to something unromantic. And I think that's what Ozu is really, really good at, is kind of de-romanticizing and kind of stripping away the melodrama. And we talked in our Tokyo Story episode a little bit about how he embraces it a little bit more in that film. But here it's kind of like, yes, obviously we're upset about this, but there's really nothing that we can do about it, and we have to let her live her own life. And that is at once very humane, but also kind of tragic. And again, as a parent, it's like letting your kids make their own mistakes is one of those things that I have not really had to deal with yet, except for, should I let my son try and get from one rock to another? It looks kind of dangerous. As opposed to, should I let my son move to Canada because he fell in love with a tattoo artist? But it is something that really resonated with me, and it doesn't resonate in quite the hair standing up on my arms for 45 minutes straight way that it does with Tokyo Story and with Late Spring, but it still is, it's right there with it. And it is so weird watching these movies so close together because they are so similar. People talk about Wes Anderson's movies being so similar. This is like that, but just structurally and thematically. But there are those twists on the exploration of things that he always seems to be interested in exploring that I think make them entirely worthwhile in their own right. So there's still a ton to chew on, even when you consider them against his other films.
No, I totally agree with you, Jay. Like, this was a movie for me when I was watching it. I don't think it reaches the same emotional heights of like Late Spring or Tokyo Story. It's sort of a middle chapter here in this, uh, of this trilogy of films, the Noriko trilogy, as you stated.
Yeah.
But I do think it is. still has a lot of interesting things to say, especially about the dynamics and also the interesting thing about a family and looking at how, when we talked about late spring, different things within family change over time and people change over time. And also different families had different I guess tendencies, but also they just have different traditions or ways of seeing life. And this movie definitely shows that from a just being a father daughter duo, really, in late spring, the impact of one family member's decision on an entire family. We get to live with this family a lot, and we get to spend a lot of time with them. This multi-generational family. And when you talk about Tokyo Story, that is about the sort of separation of that and how that affects the highest members of a family and through that film. And this is about how it affects not the lowest, because we see two children in this film, but definitely someone that is not of that elder status. In someone
But in
that,
a larger family, whereas in the first one, it's a very kind of compact family.
it's very much so. It's two
Yeah.
people. It's two people. It's like five characters really in that movie, 5 or 6 characters in that, and like there's like
Here they're up in it. There's like 9.
there's like 9 characters
This is
inside
like
one place.
Magnolia.
I know, for Ozu, this is like, did you like what I did? Well, I'm gonna up it, and it feels much more elevated in terms of,
You liked Mad Max. Get ready for Fury Road, my friends.
but also it explores, like, if you want to take this version of Naroku, her way of not being so necessarily attached. Like when we talked about late spring, she was content with the idea of being with her father in that movie to the point where it almost felt harmful for her own growth as a person, right? And the growth of that family and the growth of of tradition, because tradition says take care of the elderly there, right? But also most tradition would also say that you live with your family to a certain extent and you blossom, and then you move out and you create a life that then expands upon your teachings from your family, that then blooms into something else. You find your own tree, you make your own branches within that family tree. And in this film, you're right, Jay, like she comes to the assumption of when she's sort of pressed by everyone in her family to find love, she's finding it on her own terms, which is much different than before, which is there's arrangements and I mean, those are still involved here. But the way, I think when she reveals to the family who she's going to marry, right? I think that that's such an interesting moment in this movie and says a lot about every single character, where her brother is sitting there saying, like, this is an absolute massive mistake. You are marrying for all the wrong reasons. Like, this is a person of lower stature and you're not doing something better with your life. The two elder people of their family are sitting there kind of like, I don't have and they really don't know what to make of it, Jay. But yet you have this girl who's sitting there saying, like, I didn't hesitate. And when you love someone, you're not supposed to hesitate. There's not supposed to be a single source of hesitation when you say, you know what, I want to spend the rest of my life with somebody. And isn't that really what love is? And isn't that really what you're supposed to do? Is you're supposed to find love and happiness. And that's what she says. I think I can be happy in my life, the rest of my life, with this person, rather than just marrying for societal or financial conveniences or for appearances, right? Because a lot of marriages at this time, they get married off of appearances, they get married off of wealth, they get married off of situations. And this is what, if somebody in the generation that's this younger than most of the adults here says, I want to forge a path. You said for me to forge a path, so let me go and forge it for myself. And if I make mistakes, I'm owning up on those mistakes. But then this movie is also about like, yeah, the family is branching out. It evolves over time. And through people, one decision or this decision or going to school or going or getting married or all these different things, those family dinners that we start the film with, we end that film with, I'm going to miss these moments, those defining little moments, like a meal, Jay, with your parents is just something you're like, oh, God, where are we going to go eat? And there's always somebody, right, Jay, that's like, can't make up their mind, and maybe you end up making all those decisions, or your dad does, or your mom, or Allie, your wife, or whoever. Somebody makes a decision. You go and you sit down, and you have the meal, and maybe it's not the greatest meal, or the conversation isn't great, but it's a meal with your family. And the minute you really think about it down the road, when people have passed and people have moved away, or time has just changed everything, or God forbid nowadays with politics and the way things are,
We're doing great, man.
it just, you know what I mean? Like it separates you, and those simple dinners aren't there anymore, and they become
Oh God!
nostalgia.
At the end, where it becomes like this is the end of this era of our life, where we are going to have our family around each other all the time, and they're just like, we have been so happy, right? And
Yeah.
but then what that means is that that era is over, and they have to find a new way to be happy. It's Ozu ends a film with a freaking uppercut with a sledgehammer.
And you don't see it coming
No.
because he's so
So patient.
methodical.
It's like,
in his-
oh, lived
yeah.
in, lived in, lived in, feel so familiar, feel so familiar. And then it's like, oh, this feels familiar too, but I didn't realize how much this type of moment in my life affected me.
Yeah. And
He's a genius.
he's a genius because he's doing a lot of the things that he did in also the last film in late spring, and he's upping it in terms of class and stature too. Like this is a much different class of people, and yet they face similar mirroring issues of growth, of family, of love, acceptance, frustration. These are universal themes that you can explore. And while, yeah, the film probably isn't to the extent of the other, of that film in terms of just an overall, because it's the first time we watched a film of his, Jay, and then this is a very
Well, yeah.
similar sort of story, but it does still have enough interesting things that it is saying, and definitely about an evolving Japanese culture from that film to this, where these levels of acceptance, there, in the olden days, I think if she made a decision like this about her marriage, it would be called off. She would be, it would be picked for her. She would be done. These people accept it, whether they have reservations or not. They accept it, and
Well, because the alternative is them accepting these sort of more Western ideals. There's when she tells her friend that she is getting married, she's kind of like, I always pictured you living more of a Western style life, drinking Coca-Cola and
the
wearing an
influences,
apron, making dinner in a, not the kind of house that we see in Ozu films, something
being
something
a
a little more
picture of
white picket
America.
fence.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. That intersection is a big part of this, and that speaks to the post-war setting. And says something interesting about that. So,
Well, it just speaks to the world evolving, generations evolving,
globalization.
It speaks to also just
A very post World War II thing, though.
I was thinking about this as I was watching, about how in those small moments when the family is reckoning with her decision, it is a people that have seen the world and seen the devastation of a country in various different perspectives. One of loss and pain, a sense of urgency, a sense of stability, much like what we talked about with Late Spring. But this is to a different extent because there's multiple voices ringing in her head. And yet she's like, no, the real answer is I have to find that compass within myself. You have found your business. You are old and settled and have your marriage. I have to find my way in this world. That's the ultimate true Western thing, I think, that is springing into this film and through Ozu's, message of culture here, Jay, is the sense of self-identity for a character, for an actress that played a character very similar to this, but was refusing to be modern and to be more traditional,
Right. And
to
was pushing
play
against those
someone.
ideas,
Yeah, to see someone play
And here,
a mirrored version, but almost to the opposite of that, is a truly
yeah.
fascinating coin flip in just I think like a matter of a year or two when these two films are released, or a couple of years when these are released.
She was being traditional to an even further extent, where she's like, I'm not even going to get married.
I'm just going to take care of you until you
Yeah.
die. Yeah.
And then her dad was like,
But
I'm going to die.
but
So
this isn't confronting that. It is confronting the loss of something else, which is just the loss of stability on a different level.
she enjoys her independence.
Yeah.
And you know what I was thinking about, because again, as I've said on this podcast, we don't talk about World War II enough, right?
I think this take by you is truly one of the funniest things that you've brought up this year. It's just like, we talk about World War II all the fucking time.
But the thing is, I think almost everything that has happened in the last 80 years, you can be like, oh, well, that started like 1946.
Yeah, probably so.
But
That's why does Christopher Nolan walk up on a stage and say, that Oppenheimer, probably the most important person of all time? What did he do? Oh, he created something during the middle of fucking World War II. You know what I mean? Like, why do people say that? Like, it's such an important period of time. It changed the world, because when that war happened, it's like, yeah, we kind of don't ever want something like this to ever happen again, because then it could ring the end of time.
There's this book that came out recently that I want to read. It came out earlier this year. It's called Everything is Tuberculosis. Have you heard about this book?
I've heard about that book. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to read it, because it really is truly, it's about like, oh, the real estate crisis in 2008. You can track that back to a tuberculosis crisis. Like, that's kind of what it is. I want to read that, but that's kind of how I feel about World War II. I'm like, every bad thing and maybe a couple good things, I guess, that have happened since World War II, you can kind of carbon date those back to World War II. And I felt that, particularly for whatever reason, I felt that in this movie more than even the other two in the Noruko trilogy. And when you go back and just think about Japan in World War II, Japan was unbelievably evil in World War II. Do you know? I may have already brought this up. Do you know which country had the second most casualties in World War II?
No. Was it Japan?
No, well, it was Russia was one,
Russia was one.
which is the easy answer. Number two is China, who you don't even think of as being a combatant in World War II.
No.
But Japan was just laying waste to China. They were just massacring China.
Well, it's because like the Chinese really didn't. What was their role in the war? If anything,
Their role in the war was getting massacred by Japan.
Yeah, that's their role. Because when you hear about it and you read it in history, set the history major over here, is that they are left out for in terms of the massive conflict. Why is that? Because Japan was neutral.
They weren't fighting the main conflict of the war.
They weren't
just
in this.
Fighting, getting attacked by
Japan. They were trying to
Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
No, Japan kept fighting even after the Germans.
Oh, the stories of Japanese soldiers continuing to fight after even Japan surrendered.
Yeah, is
crazy.
And what's so interesting about all this too is you got then this generational artist like Ozu, who is essentially, because I wouldn't, the propaganda movies he made, Jay, at the time.
That's what his job was.
It's truly, you got to think as someone
5 to 7 years.
Yeah, which is really then interesting when he's making these movies and we're talking about them.
Even Kurosawa did that too.
You got to look through the lens of like, these are directors. What's their other job than to work for these governments that they do probably 1000% do not agree with politically whatsoever, but have to make these films to keep people disillusioned from the horrors of war. And when you see then what happened with the bombs in Japan, how do you then
Which is
react to
crazy that that happened.
which is crazy that it happened.
And that was like 5 years before this movie came out.
And you then have to reckon with like my country has to change for the better because our old traditions got us sadly into the places that we were at in that war. And it's terrifying. And to reckon with that, and it's not going to change on a political level. It's going to have to change on in the household. And I think that that's firmly what he's talking about in his films a little bit in this post-war era. It's going to take individuals coming up with, or just people doing maybe some some sacrificial things or self-discovery. Like I think in late spring, that father lying to his daughter so that she could have a happy life. So she's not stuck in this traditional past. I think of her making this decision that is not stuck within the decision makings of older generations before her that think how her life should be handled, Jay. Like, I mean, like that's old school way of thinking. And yet it takes individuals to make change. And I think Ozu is kind of sneakily talking about like, this is not going to change because we're going to put in probably new governments or we're going to feel the answer to Japan clearly at the end of that at the end of the war is to be absolutely mad at the world for, and especially the United States for dropping that bomb. The flip side of this is you could have avoided this as well too. Like those bombs never had to go off if
Well,
for them fighting on. It's a little it's
there's
a tough thing to
the
talk
theory
about.
that it was as much retaliation against Japan as it was warning to Russia.
It was that, but then it's also it's just also just a horrific flex by the United States as well too, because it's
Right, and
because
that's
they
what
were
it would have
they
been
were
to the
intended for
USSR.
Japan.
Yeah.
I mean
Or
not Japan, Germany. Yes. So
yeah, but it was. I mean, and the other thing it made me think
where
about
would
was
they have
just
dropped them? By the way, if it was meant for Germany, like where would they have would have wiped off that country off the map?
yeah, it's just a very small country, and that was that's actually what I was about to bring up is it brought to mind how small Japan is compared to the United States. United States is such a big country, man. Like
Yeah, it's huge.
if you composite the US onto Europe and Asia, Georgia, where I live, is in Turkey and Washington State is in Ireland, right? It's like a different universe. And so when you kind of consider that and you think about how small Japan is about the size of California,
Yeah.
right? So you can't really escape. It's not like, I mean, obviously September 11th was this massively important moment for everybody in America,
Yeah.
but to a certain extent, you are still kind of like, well, I'm way down here, and New York is way up there. There is some distance there. For Japan and the bombs, it was kind of like this is all of us.
Yeah.
This impacted all of us like very directly, and obviously it had 9/11 had an incredible impact on everyone in America. Good Lord, the number of American
Well,
flags that were
and in the
waving,
world too, because of the aftermath of 9/11.
right, and then
too,
the
Jay.
aftermath of it, it was this unifying thing in America where we fought this awesome war that lasted for a very long time. But
That's the albatross around our one of the other albatrosses around our neck. I talked about.
we love war.
Well, I think we love violence, not just war. We love
making
violence.
we love making money off of war is what we like.
I would
War is generally
Jay. I
good
would broaden
for
it out
the
to
American
violence.
economy.
I think I would broaden it out to for me. I would because I think that
Well, it all comes back to money, though.
yeah,
right?
it does. No, because
We
like,
love
what are
violence. Yeah,
guns, media, our wars,
Yeah.
whatever. You want to throw it in there? Go ahead. Like it's all because of violence, and it just we are. It's a disgusting human thing that we have to.
We're doing great.
Yeah,
Ozu
we're
doesn't
doing
have a ton to say about anything like that, but it was just something that
No, but I think it's.
crossed
I
my
think
mind
it's
was just the devastation that these people
it's bubbling.
experienced because it was like, you know, 3 cities over. There was a
Yeah.
nuclear. There were probably 5 huge cities in Japan.
So wouldn't
and
someone-
2 of them were bombed. You know?
So wouldn't somebody want to get out of their life, change it up a bit, but be scared
Well, that
about
is it.
the
It's a
possibility
period of
about that.
instability. It's a
Yeah,
period of transition.
yeah,
It's almost as if World War II changed everything.
kind of did, didn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. It's your thesis coming in. Like we didn't have to. You've been saying it. It's almost like you've been teasing this as your thesis to get to this point. This is some real like Nolan-esque shit.
Look, we're dealing with
This is No Country for Old Men for you. This is the coin getting to its destination kind of shit.
we
You
are
know that?
dealing with back to back Verhoeven, a man who grew up in Nazi Netherlands,
Yeah,
and then Ozu, who lived in
yeah.
Japan during World War II. These are two
What
kind
would
of
Ozu's
essential World War II experiences.
what would
World War II
Ozu's
artists.
yes? What would Ozu's showgirls look like?
Oh, it would be rated G. I mean, that's for sure.
I would that would be a wild movie to watch. The
Yeah.
patience of that. What would then like the late spring? What the hell would that be for Ovid? I don't want to see. I don't want to know.
I think it would be a lot of like, yeah, curtains floating in the wind while the shows were going on out of frame.
Just the lots of shots on the Vegas Strip at night.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I think the movie is it getting better as we're talking about it? It's really interesting.
That is kind of what I felt about his films so far. They are just because they're films that kind of wash over you, and then when you talk about how you felt in the moment of watching them, and then also how you felt in the immediate aftermath of them, you kind of think that this was a potent experience. They are films that benefit from post screening, post watching conversation because they're really good, which is crazy because they're minimalist in a lot of ways, but
The-
that just kind of bleeds out this personal feeling that you have for them.
well,
But it also makes it a little bit hard to talk about them sometimes because you're like, oh, I remember my dad hit me one time and it reminded me of the moment in, early summer. So,
did it?
no, my dad never hit me. I never had that.
I never had that either.
No,
No, I was
we were not a spanking family.
no not doing that with the kid. Obviously,
No, no,
you know
no.
what? You know what? My dad never.
I'm kind of doing the like the soft parenting thing,
What's that? Just
where it's
explain
like,
it to me.
I know, I
Oh
know you're
no!
upset right now,
Damn it,
and
Jay.
but you need to understand that what's happening
Is your
is that you don't get to
you're
have your
messing
cars all
up?
the time.
No, I'm
You
just
need to
kidding.
go take your nap, and then when you take your nap afterwards, you'll get to play with your cars again.
Oh, okay. So you're doing that.
Kind of. It gets a little. There are times where it's just like, will you stop?
I was gonna say that's that old. Do you ever watch Seinfeld? Did you ever watch that?
I've watched, yeah, probably half of
Okay.
Seinfeld.
So like that what you're doing right now is the Serenity Now thing. You know what I'm talking about? Where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's Serenity now, insanity later. So you can't
Yeah.
you can't hold it in all the time because kids are smart. And they're gonna walk all over
The
you.
problem is mine is getting
You,
smart. I mean,
you
he's at the point now where he's like, I'm starting to figure out how to manipulate people.
you're a trickster.
Yeah.
You're a trickster.
I am. I'm a classic
And
trick. I'm a
and
sort
he,
of a Loki.
yes, and
Loki-esque.
he is the descendant of you, buddy.
He's got trickster in his blood.
And they get better through the generations. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you got to be careful about that. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, I do for sure.
but my dad, he wouldn't like spank me. We were do any of that stuff.
Hmm.
But he would be diabolical in the way he would do things. He'd
I
be
was
like,
also such like a timid kid that I didn't really need that kind of discipline.
if I misbehaved or something, he didn't take the PlayStation away. He took the cords away. Because you
Oh,
can't do
man.
anything without the damn cords.
So it's like it was still staring you in the face, but you
So
couldn't,
you can
couldn't
look
do
at
anything with it.
so you know what a PS2 looked like, that big giant brick
Oh, yeah.
looking, like
Dangling the
cinder,
carrot in front of you.
cinder block thing looking motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right there. And
Although actually, man, the PS2 was tiny compared to the PS5. PS5 is a big
No, the PS2 was huge. What are you talking about? It was like this,
I don't know about
like
that.
if you put that up to your ear, you're getting
You
radiation.
can't even
You
put
know?
the PS5 up to your ear. The thing's massive.
Well, no, I think that like the original PS2, was it the PS2 or the PS3 that was like huge? Am I
I
thinking
don't think it was the
PS3?
two. Might have been the PS3.
It might have been the PS3. Let me look at this
I
thing.
went to I went for PS2 to Xbox 360. That was my
No, buddy, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this big thing.
no.
Look at it. I'm gonna send this to you. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, dude, what are you talking about? This thing was huge. I'm looking at. We're doing this right here live on the air because he needs to see
We're
this
about to
thing.
do a screen share on a podcast, which is what people love.
Well, that's what. Well, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna share my screen here,
All right.
and you're gonna see this. I don't know if I can screen share. So now you're just gonna have to see this. I sent you the link.
The PS2 is not that big, man.
That's huge. Did you see this? Did you look at this link that I sent you? It's huge. It's in the chat.
All right, I'm looking it up. Oh, it's in the chat. Okay.
It's in the chat. God, the whole time.
We're so
We're so good at podcasting. It's ridiculous. Everyone's like, of course it's huge. I know that they did have a smaller version down the road. So maybe you're thinking about that. But
Oh, well, see, all that you're looking at is the PS2. Let me share with you what I'm looking at.
I have a PS5. So
I have a PS5 as well. The PS5 is way bigger than the PS2.
Oh, the PS3, that thing was huge too.
Yeah, here we go. All right. I'm sharing my screen. Again, great podcasting here.
I see the PS3 now. I'm looking at it. Yeah,
okay, I've got them all. I've got them all right here.
Okay, you're looking
Ready?
at all of them. All right,
All right.
here we go.
I'm trying to share.
I allowed you.
Go.
Here we go.
All right.
We're looking at it live. Fuck it, we'll
Doing
do
it
it
live.
live. All right.
All right. So PS2 is smaller than the PS3 Slim.
Yeah.
It's bigger. It's smaller than the PS3.
Holy shit!
Bigger
The
than
5
the
looks like a
PS3
space
Slim.
station.
The 5 is enormous.
This thing is, yeah.
The 5 is so big.
Because it sits in the cubby, like like we have like a, what do you call it? An entertainment center.
Yeah.
It sits inside
It's
there,
hidden.
so I don't look at it.
It's so big. Yeah.
Holy shit! God, I do love my PS5 though.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love this thing. Are you gonna? They're doing a 6, right?
I'm sure eventually.
Are you gonna buy it?
Probably.
Are we? Is that the thing that you're suckered in as a generation now to buy still?
Are we just gonna
like,
keep buying the video games?
like, do we still
now
buy
with,
the thing?
you know, the video game thing is interesting now as a father, because I am like, I would love for my kid to not be obsessed with video games.
Were you a little too obsessed with video games?
No, not really. I wasn't allowed to have a system until PS2.
I didn't see. My thing was my parents didn't get me. They got me the old system while everybody got the new system. So if you got a PS2, I had a PS1.
That's genius.
If you had a 3, I had
You're
a
getting
2.
$4 games.
Yeah, I'm getting discounts, baby. But
And
that
you
was
don't
the
know
thing.
any better.
But that was the thing back then. They made the game for 2 and 3 at the time. You know what I mean? They stopped, I think, around 4, where they're like, we're not double dipping on games anymore.
Yeah.
So now a lot of it is, and then once you get your own money, you're like, I'm gonna fucking buy a I'm buying 6 PS5s and I'm putting them in every room, even in the bathroom.
And then you got the PS5 that comes with the disc.
I do.
Holder or not. I mean, it's a 4K player.
You gotta have the disc.
It's not the best. It's not an amazing 4K.
No,
player,
I have the Sony 4K disc, which is
yeah. But I've got the Sony player as well.
The player, yes,
it's better. It does look better. It's interesting.
Yeah,
that it does look better, but it does.
But yeah. Anyway, that's Media Corner.
Yeah.
Sony,
Japanese company.
Oh my God! Don't do that. don't tie it in like that. Jesus God. This is just trying to make sure you don't get inappropriate at any point.
Japanese company. Let's see. When did they start?
This is great. We're just riding off the rails in the middle of this episode. It's just wonderful. People are like, this is what we do now. This is the boys.
Oh, interesting. They started in 1946.
Seriously?
Yep.
Holy shit. God damn it. God, that coin really did travel to get here today, folks. Oh my God. Holy shit. Wow. That's might have been the craziest reveal you've ever had.
That's right
This
up
is
there with what was the Disney Channel original movie?
Tiger Cruise.
Tiger Cruise. Yeah, that was a revelation.
This is like the number 23. This is your fucking, you know that movie with
World
Jim
War
Carrey?
II is my number 23.
There you
Yeah.
go. It's,
That's my. Do you
close
remember
to
the?
100
Do you
years to
remember
get
the
here,
digit?
but
Do you remember the digits from Lost?
um 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Is that
That
correct?
that sounds right. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
Hot damn.
That's
Still
good.
know them.
Yeah,
You want to know why? Because that was
because it's a
one.
good show.
That was because it was my password for like 3 years in middle school.
Nice.
So if you had your chance to steal shit out of like,
R. McQuade at San Antonio Middle
no.
.gov.
Yeah, and then 4, 8, 15, 16, 23,
Mhm.
42. And I got to be Desmond every time entering those fucking numbers.
Oh, we love Desmond.
God, that was such a good show. I was
Such a
thinking
good
about that
show.
show the other day. Jay, did you have a favorite character from Lost?
Oh, it was Desmond. Yeah, it was Desmond.
Oh, Desmond was your
He was
favorite.
my favorite. Yeah.
I was a Ben Linus guy.
Mm,
I thought
love
Ben
him.
I thought Ben was just such a
As far as like
fascinating
who I
character.
thought was the best character on the
Probably
show, I
Locke.
thought was Locke. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
but Ben was like Ben raised the stakes of
He
that
did-
show. It's
He
such
did.
a
He
fascinating
the show
flaw.
changed so
Yeah.
much when he got introduced.
That
is true.
one episode where
But it did as well when Desmond got introduced.
yeah, very much so. But
See you in another life, brother.
when that one episode where you got the
Not
backstory
Penny's
on
boat.
Ben's
Come on, man.
on Ben being on the island, but then you have like him losing his daughter
Hmm.
because of his like not wanting to give up, you know, himself. Oh, it's such a good. Oh,
I need to rewatch it. It's such a hard show to commit to rewatching because it is so long.
it's so long.
And the way TV culture is now, it's like, yeah, 10 hours, I'm done with the season. And then you'd go to Lost.
But that
and you're
was
like,
23 episodes for 3 seasons.
140 episodes of Lost.
And there's a lot of episodes that, while it's a great series, there are a lot of really stupid episodes. Every episode with Charlie's backstory, which is
You
the
watch-
same thing over and over again.
You watch an episode, like, I mean, let's say you're doing a binge and you're watching 3 episodes a week. It's still going to take you about a year to
Yeah.
finish.
But
Crazy.
but if you told me, hey, you want to binge watch Mad Men, I'd be down.
Way shorter than Lost, though.
Way shorter, but
There's
still.
like 50 episodes of Mad Men.
Yeah, but
Probably.
I love Mad Men.
Never finished it.
You're dumb. You should have finished it.
One of the greatest shows ever. Never finished it.
Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? You
I've
don't.
actually been thinking about rewatching Mad Men. My parents brought up John Hamm in a conversation recently, and I was like,
a good
"You
looking
guys
guy.
seen Mad Men?" And they were like, "No." And I was like, "Then how the hell do you know who John Hamm is?"
Well, he's like in everything.
He is, but as like,
Him's like on every. He's in like Maverick.
well, no, I think that's actually how it came up. I think
Landman?
Maverick,
He's in
Landman.
He's got that Apple show that nobody watched with Olivia Munn. He was in Fargo. He's
Oh
in
yeah, that
everything.
Apple show. Forgot about that Apple show.
I think everybody forgets about those Apple shows.
Oh, Mad Men does have 9. They still have 92 eps.
that's still a lot.
It's a lot of eps.
Yeah, they
More
had
than
like
The Sopranos,
they had like The Sopranos.
which I've never seen.
Oh, I would watch The Sopranos again.
Let's do a
Sopranos is
Sopranos
great.
series.
Have you
Let's do
watched
a
the
David Chase series.
Have you watched The Wire?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched The Wire. That's like a
Everybody's-
nice 50.
Yeah, and that's still.
Sopranos 86 eps.
Do you like the second season on the docks? You don't have to. I'm not gonna. You're not gonna get mad at me.
understand it, but no, I don't really like it. I don't really like the second season or the 5th season that much.
Like the last season.
I think seasons 3 and 4 are some of the best television that exists.
I honestly think that if it just ended after one season, it would be the greatest television show ever because that first season ends so perfectly. But yeah, 3 and 4 are great. 2's frustrating, and then 5's not the way I would have gone at all. Still good, but not the worst.
I think 5 is the worst one.
Oh, you think 5's the worst one? Interesting. Okay. Anything else you want to say about I feel like we haven't talked about it enough,
Oh my
but
God. Yeah, we got to keep talking about this movie. There's plenty to talk about. Don't go
really
to
some.
final thoughts
Well, I'm
yet.
not.
Let's
I'm
do
just
it.
trying to get you back on track. We were talking about fucking PlayStations. We should talk about this movie a little bit more. Don't get on me for saying, "Oh, I want to wrap this thing up."
They're made in Japan. Okay.
In 1946.
All right.
Holy
Starting in
shit.
1946. My theory continues. Every episode I'm going to be like, let me tell you how the existence of this film relates to World War II.
Honestly,
Um,
I would be here for it. Anyway, keep going.
no, I mean I think this is a lovely film about I mean it's kind of like all of Ozu's movies, at least at this point in his career. It's just a movie about changing cultural landscapes. It's a film about independence and how willing you are to give your child that independence and the necessity of, at a certain point, allowing your child to live their own life. And in this film, again, compared to some of the others, it's more about reluctantly letting this person live their life. And I'll tell you who I think is a really important kind of pivot character in the movie is the uncle, Noriko's uncle, who is just a very pleasant character, I think, where the little kids run up to him and call him an idiot in his ear, and he can't hear him until like the third time because he's, I guess, going deaf. But he always has a smile on his face. And I think that speaks to kind of the reflection that Ozu maintains in almost all of his films is so many of the characters are more about relating their existence to the good that has come in their past rather than maybe their present disappointments or their doubts about the future. And it's about controlling what you can control and letting go of some of that control as your children grow older. And it's incredibly moving. And much in the same way that they find beauty in a balloon floating in the sky, or how emotional the scenes of them walking on the beach are, in the same way that I watch a Terrence Malick movie and I think about, you know, The Thin Red Line and how nature is kind of indifference to the violence around them. When they're walking on the beach, as Noriko is revealing that she has agreed to marry this man that maybe the people around her are not super excited about, you still see nature sort of operating by its own rules in its own way. And nature is certainly impacted by humanity, but it has these rules that it abides to at all times. And that's something that struck me about this film as well, is they have the swaying wheat is a common motif over the course of the film, and kind of that growth. And then obviously when it matures, it'll be cut down and then something will grow beneath it and it'll be reborn, kind of like the generations of this family. It's a very cleverly told, thoughtful, emotional experience watching this movie because it's a Yasujirō Ozu movie. So he's really good at that.
He is extremely good at it. And like I've mentioned to you before already, I mean, I just think that this movie is, it almost at times, Jay, feels like it is a movie while the patience of the movie is about this family trying to soak in as many of these moments left because the inevitability of change is about to come. And their disapprovals or their shock of it is that really, I think by the end it's just like how fast time went. But time went as quick as, like you're saying, like wind on grain on the weeds, just floating.
Dust in the Wind,
It's dust in the wind. It really is. In that
Kansas.
before you blink, everyone's grown. Everyone's got a life.
That is
And
so true, man. My son just turned 3, and I
where
was
did
just
it
doing the
go?
math. I'm like, he's 17% of the way to college. And I feel like he was born 10 days ago.
And you got to take in every moment you can with them.
The truest statement I've ever heard about raising an infant into toddler is the days are long and the years are short. They go
Yeah.
by in a blink of an eye. It's really crazy.
It really is, because then you're just like, wait a minute. I had some family that was visiting me, and the last time I saw my cousin's two little girls, they were each 7 and 4, and they were tiny. And then 3 years later, a lot happened in 3 years. My personal life.
Hmm.
I mean, shoot, we didn't. I don't think we didn't. I mean, we were barely starting this show 3 years ago, and everything in between. And then I saw them, and man, they went from these little girls to like they're 7 and 10. Now let me tell you something, buddy. They're tall, they can talk, they're smart, and you're
No,
just
it's
like,
it's crazy.
wait a minute. You were these little girls running around, could barely understand 5 words coming out of you. You know what I mean? You're all into this thing and that thing, and now you're just like the ten
They
year
start
old.
having their own
The
interest
10 year
in
old was sitting in the front car as we were driving to dinner with me, and she goes, "Can you put on Olivia Rodrigo and or Chaperone?" And I'm like, "You? How do you know about all
yeah,
it's like
exactly.
you're like, oh, but if you can't do that, can you put on the Beatles?" And you're like, "Come on, like you can't."
Aren't we
You're
supposed
like,
to be listening to Baby Shark?
yeah, am I supposed to like just like
Aren't we supposed to be listening to Frozen, the
yeah,
soundtrack?
exactly. Like and it's like, damn, these girls have grown up and they're smart and mature. So I get it, Jay. From your standpoint, you're just like, man, my kid is about to be on the verge of being able to have literal conversations with me at a certain point,
Hmm.
and yeah,
And then it does come,
and
and
then
then
you're
it
like,
does
holy
go back
shit, where
to,
did it go?
and it does go back to, and I think that this is more of sort of an American perspective when you're looking back on it. You're just like, did I do everything I could do? Did I set my child up for
I
success
think,
as well
yeah,
as I should have? And that's what I love about the line where he's like, maybe it didn't go exactly as we planned, but we did better than average. And I'm like, that is such a powerful perspective to have.
easily,
And
yeah,
it's it's beautiful and sort of tragic at the same time, I guess, but more beautiful when you can understand that exceptionalism is exceptional for a reason. And living your life and putting your children in any sort of position to succeed is important, and allowing them to make their own mistakes is something that's very hard to do. But when you accept that, there is a power to that. But there's such a melancholy to the end of this film when they sort of grapple with that that's when the hair started standing up on my arm. It wasn't as much as Late Spring or Tokyo Story, but there were moments that breached that.
for sure. I totally agree. I just, man, it's just, it is. I mean, buddy, we've been doing this for 8 years.
That's
When
crazy.
we were talking about that, not even just like, let alone about our relationships with
That's
the family.
8 springs.
8, yes, 8 early summers.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would like to say that we've gotten, well, I mean, we're still stupid guys,
Oh yeah, yeah, for
but
sure.
I think we've gotten better as the years have gone on. Like,
I hope so.
you can't fucking pay me to go back and listen to the first couple episodes we ever did.
You could pay me, I'd go do it.
You know, you love doing that. You love going back and
I
listening to
do.
old
I've been
shit.
listening to some of the worst podcasts I've ever done recently. It's been yeah, something.
I don't know, but I think we've got a rhythm down. I'm not trying to brag about ourselves here, listeners, but like, trust me, when we first did this, we didn't know anything about each other.
They know.
And I
I
think
mean,
now,
they know how bad we used to be at this.
yeah, and now we're. I mean, this is easy now to us. It's like this is some of the best stuff we do every week when we get on here and do this stuff.
Hmm.
And, I mean, where other podcasts are you going to get to talk about the meaning of life, World War II, and the size of PlayStations all in one episode? You're not getting that anywhere
Nowhere
else.
else.
Nowhere else, folks. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I thought the stuff with the kids was really good in this film too, and just
I love the scene where the kids are playing with the train, and it just really captures kind of the jealousy of one kid having a better train than the other kid.
but it also really just also talks about
That
like
kid throwing a fit over the bread.
but that's like that's their problems. That's their biggest thing in their world.
True.
In a world where all these other adults are focused on like, am I doing enough? Like you're mentioning, is my family going to be okay?
And then the dad gets really frustrated with the kid when he kicks the bread and
Yeah,
hits him. And then his buddy or whoever it is like, you can't get that upset. Like you can't go there.
no, because then you're going to have generational regret
Hmm.
and pain.
That's why you
And
got a
you,
gentle parent. You got to be like,
well, I mean,
look,
I think that there's a middle ground for
I know
me.
that your hair hurts, and
Does Allie gentle parent?
she's the harsher parent than I am.
Okay, so what?
I'm the gentler parent. I don't know
Well,
why that is.
well, you guys. Well, I mean, it's because laws say that you usually balance each other out as parents, and that you can't have both people be the disciplinarians on everything. Like you could be
No, I
against
know,
one
but I,
issue, she could be
I
it, but I
find it
think there's a good
interesting that
balance.
I
You
find it
didn't think
interesting
that going
that
in.
the rules ended up being that's where she is and that's where I am. But
How is it with?
she grew up in a more disciplined household than I did as well. So it's sort of just been watered down through
Mm,
generations. So it's like she's more that than me, but it's still less than it was the generation
but he
before.
listens to both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who was the disciplinarian in your house?
When I was growing up,
Yeah.
I was honestly just like a really well-behaved kid.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know you fucked up sometimes. Like, come on. Like,
I didn't I was annoying to deal with at home, but I never
that's fair.
did anything that
Crazy.
got me in like real
Okay.
trouble.
So with your siblings, who was the disciplinarian? Like, because
Uh,
you got a brother, right?
well, I mean, this gets into we can talk about this for hours, but my family situation necessitated sort of the children taking care of themselves most of the time
Okay.
for reasons I will not get into.
Okay.
But
That's fair.
yeah,
Um, I think my mom was a little bit more of the disciplinarian than my dad.
it was my dad. My mom is
Yeah.
very
But I think
emotional and she's kind of a pleaser.
I think my dad also too. Like, if he had to, like, my dad, I lived mostly with my mom because my parents were divorced. So I think my mom had to be more the disciplinarian because she was with me the majority of the time. And my dad tried not to get us in situations where there would be a lot of those things that were taken away because of the fact that he had me one day a week and then every other weekend, right? But
Hmm.
I do think that there was but there were definitely, if I screwed up around him, like forget about it. Like, if I did something bad in school, um I did a really dumb thing when I was a kid. I gotten in trouble in school and they sent a note home and I tried to forge my dad's signature and I couldn't get it done.
Mm. I was
And
so shy as a younger kid that
I just didn't want
I never got
conflict.
in trouble.
I just didn't want that
Um,
conflict.
I did
And I
become
was,
an absolute stinker in middle school and high school.
it was in like fifth grade, fourth or fifth grade when this happened. And I remember um, I signed it Mike McQuade instead of Michael McQuade.
Mm.
Like a child,
And you held the crayon. It was in crayon.
no, it was pen.
And you were like,
It was pen.
I'm sure an
Um,
adult would sign this in
so then
red crayon.
day's over and I'm about to go to the after school care there at school or whatever. And I didn't have to go too far because my dad was already at the door. And he
Nice.
walked up and he said, "Hey, you got something to tell me?" And I go, "Nope." And he goes, "I got my oil changed today. Did you know that?" And I go, "Cool." And he went and pulled out the paper and said, "That's what my signature looks like."
Boom.
And
Got
then
you. He had the
got me.
wind up. He had the
He had the
wind up
wind up in the
already.
pitch, man. And I was caught red-handed.
You know what has really been revelatory with the Ozu series is it just reminds us of things that happened to us growing up.
Yeah, it really does. He's the window into our soul, buddy.
Yeah,
But like,
he's the
yeah,
man.
but those little things, but isn't it crazy that like the little things like that at the time, a stupid like signature, really in the grand scheme of things right now, don't mean shit. Because now, like,
That is true.
now my dad says that it's a funny joke. At the time, could have burned down the whole world doing that shit. And I got in trouble for it. Oh man, did I? He took those chords. He took a lot of other things as well at the same time. But um, like now it's a funny story.
Forging your parents' signature. That's a Danny Ocean
I was
level
just gonna
heist
say,
in
isn't that like a
fourth
Danny
or
Ocean
fifth
kind of
grade.
move?
Yeah.
I just don't. Hey, I just was. I knew back then, like I do, like I, you know me now. I don't like confrontation, and also I think what it was, why I forced it was, I was like, I
See,
don't
and
think
I like confrontation too much.
I know you do. You push buttons. And my thing was just like, I know I'm right about this and I'm being ridden for something that's stupid. And it was just like, so if I just, so it doesn't matter if it goes to him. Cause like, I think this is dumb. And I think I ended up still telling my teacher, I was like, well, I shouldn't have been written up in the first place. And then they're like, now you're not in trouble for writing it up,
Mm,
for the write up. You're in trouble for what you did. And I'm like, God damn it. Should have just pleaded my case,
yep.
which I had a very open household. Like I could, if I had to, my parents wanted to know. They wanted me to explain things out. They wanted me to. I mean, I had an opinion. It didn't mean that they were going to listen to it, but I had an opinion. You know what I mean? And but sometimes that you're still a kid and it gets in there. But again, was nothing in comparison to like the grander things in life. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like the bigger events matter more. But then I don't know. I just think about sometimes I think about my mom. She asked me to come over. Jay. She
Hmm.
asked me and the wife to come over a couple of weeks ago. She's like, I don't want you to do anything at the house. I just want you to come over and I'll make dinner for you. Just something simple like that. Because imagine you're going to know this. So I'm
Hmm.
just preparing you this for now.
Okay.
You have 18 years of meals,
Hmm.
and Jet might go off to college. And when he does, 4 years, it might be completely in a different state. That 19th year, those dinners they're going to be far and in between, and it's gonna suck. You know what I
And
mean?
that's the
And you're
feeling that
already, and like you said, you're already. What did you say? 27% of the way there.
17% on the way
17% of the
there.
way there. So you've got 23 or 83% of
I
meals
see I see
solidified.
17%. I see 17% on my battery. I'm like, I still got juice, baby.
And you still got juice right now, and you're like,
But that's
shit.
gone.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you can get to a cord and recharge it
That juice is
easily.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't get to cords though. Not when you were misbehaving.
No, no.
No.
I had no cords. I didn't have a phone until high school.
I think I might have had one in eighth grade.
They're getting rid of phones out here. Can't have
They're
them in the
getting
schools.
rid of phones. Oh, in schools. Good.
No, it's stupid. Like
Why?
I mean, Jay, I don't need to explain to you what's going on in America. What's with the let's just say the what people think the plot of Weapons is about.
I mean, yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We live in a different world than when you and I grew
Well,
up. So
give them a no. They need instead of give everybody a life alert, not a phone.
just like it can only.
I've fallen and I can't get up. That kind of thing.
I think that the kids shouldn't have smartphones. I think you can have a cell phone,
Uh, I agree with that, but that would require people to buy two phones for their kids,
or they just don't buy
or
the
just get a
smartphone.
dumb phone.
Yeah,
I've I've flirted with getting a dumb phone. I want to live
really.
that Christopher Nolan life.
But then you wouldn't be able to text me all
I
the
can text
gift.
you still. Well, I can't do. Yeah, I can't do.
You've been loving the fucking.
Emojis,
You've been loving the
stickers.
stickers, buddy.
I just got a new phone, like so. I'm stuck for years. I just got the new iPhone.
He has been texting me stickers like a fiend.
Love stickers.
He is all in the
They're
stickers
so
game.
stupid.
They are completely stupid,
They're
but you
so stupid.
love them. Oh my God, you love them.
I think doing stupid stuff is funny.
What was it the other day? I said something. Oh, I told Megan, my wife, that um that we call costumes stooms.
Mm-hmm.
and she like sent Superman laser beams through
Mm-hmm.
my skull, being like, "Did you come up with that?" And I went, "No, that was completely Jay."
Obviously
And
not.
and she went, "You guys are the dumbest people in the world." And I went, "Fair,
Probably true.
probably true,
But
but
she looked like so she gave you Superman eyes, so it was like looking me straight in the face.
oh my God, yeah, damn, I really set you up there. I
Exactly
could
right.
have said like Brandon Routh or somebody else or your hero Dean
I
Cain.
got to get in corn sweat shape.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
or you can get in Dean Cain shape.
He was in the news for something recently. Oh, he said he was going to join ICE.
Ice. Yeah,
Yeah,
good for him.
that should be on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Along with reruns of the Adventures of Lois and Clark. What a fucking idiot. Like, oh my God. Way to make this new Superman movie about you and nobody fucking asked for it. Like the resurgence of Dean Cain because of the Superman movie because somebody asked his
He's just
opinion on
so
a
mad
podcast.
he's too irrelevant to have been asked to be on the
It's
Hollywood coalition or whatever they call it.
oh, like he got rejected from being the fourth chair.
Yeah.
Well, who
It
would have
was
been the fourth chair?
who didn't they name like a sports coalition now?
Yeah, it's like
Is
Triple
Tua
H
on it?
and
No, I'm not kidding.
Tua's not on it. No, it's like Lawrence Taylor.
They asked Saquon Barkley to do it.
And Saquon was like, getting the fuck out of here. Like, no. He already got enough trouble. Well, they're not asking Jalen Hurts. Got to give respect to Jalen Hurts. He was like, nope, not going to that White House.
No, Tua, excuse me, I
Oh,
was right.
Tua was
Tua
on it.
is on the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition.
Oh, that'll. Oh, okay, I'll say it. That's what happens when you get too many blows to the head and get knocked out.
That's the plot of him.
He shouldn't be playing football anymore. He shouldn't.
I mean, there's
When
definitely a
his
part of me
hands
that
did the whole like,
there's a part of me that's like he's a grown man, he can do whatever he wants, but
it is.
yeah, it's a little scary.
Did did those guys knock the the sense out of him? I guess if you're still playing football like that, I guess you got like no brain
Um,
cells in the first place.
well, yeah.
You know who his backup is in
Tua?
Miami? Yeah,
Is it Quinn?
that's Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
Because why would not replace a injury prone quarterback with an injury prone quarterback? So stupid.
Genius.
Genius. Then that old Mike McDaniel's trick.
Oh, they're bringing back the presidential fitness test to schools.
Are you fucking kidding me? From the president that's a fucking slob.
Hey, he's just like you and me.
I look like David Cornsweat.
I saw a TikTok the other day where it was an impression of Trump, but if he was the president of Bikini Bottom, and it was very funny. I'll have to send it to you.
Why don't you send me some of these things? You know
I need to send you that. Yeah.
All right.
It's
Anything
funny.
else?
The liberal media, Plankton.
No, Plankton wouldn't be part of the liberal media. He would love
Well,
Trump
he's pro Krusty
president.
Krab.
Oh, is he
Uh,
oh crust oh so Krabs is like a Republican. Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense because he's obsessed
Mhm.
with money.
hmm
Yeah. Feeding off the middle class, all the sponges.
The immigrants,
No!
the anchovies,
The anchovies, they gotta go.
the jellyfish. We're gonna
Uh,
build a net around Bikini Bottom.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be fantastic. Um, we've really come full circle on this episode. Jay, anything else you want to say about this film before we get out of here?
Oh,
Start
I don't
wrapping
know.
it up.
It is a lovely movie. There are, single shots that strike me a lot, but it does, to a certain extent, just feel like a slightly lesser version of some of the masterworks. So maybe I'm underrating it because it isn't Tokyo Story
Mhm.
or Late Spring, but it is largely that movie, but 10% less, sort of. You know,
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. And I think the
if I
perform.
watched this by itself, like if I stop now and don't watch any Ozu for a year, and then I go back and watch this movie, I'll be like, "Whoa, what an incredible movie!" But sandwiched between
Um,
Late Spring
you
and
know what
Tokyo
this?
Story is a little unfair.
You know what this reminds me of? On the old show um, we did a Fincher series,
Hmm.
and when we talked about the transition from Seven
Oh, the
to the
game.
game to Fight Club,
Hmm. The game is kind of there in the middle.
and the game's kind of there in the middle,
And
and
then
it's
I
kind of
rewatched
like,
the game and I was like, this thing rips.
yeah, and you were like, "Ooh, this is things ripped," but when you watch them in tandem with those two other films,
A little bit.
it's a little bit of a lesser
A little bit.
product.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
I think that's similar-ish.
Yeah, which is fine. Not
But I
everything.
like I like this movie more than when I watched the game for that podcast, which wasn't the first time I'd watched it. But
Well, yeah,
the game's really good though. It's fun. Pulpy.
I gotta give it the rewatch that you gave it.
Watch the Criterion.
Oh, you watch the
It's his
Criterion?
only Criterion movie, right?
That's not true.
Well, the Benjamin Button
The Benjamin Button thing.
dilemma.
It technically
Does
counts,
that
but it's
count? Does it have a spine number?
yes. It just
But
has
it
a
doesn't.
it just has a terrible box.
It's just a Blu-ray box.
Yeah.
I need a documentary on that release.
I need him to get with Criterion and do Mank and the Killer.
Yeah, well, I get with Netflix.
He's really
What was the last Netflix movie to get a Criterion release? Irishman?
oh no, Pinocchio.
Pinocchio got one. That's right.
They've got like a really good deal with oh god, what's his Del Toro, because they're doing the
Mm.
Nightmare Alley one.
Oh, so he's sort of it's Wes Anderson and Del Toro. It's like built into the contract that these will
Well,
go
they
to
have his
Criterion.
original. They have like his
Hmm.
three in the box set that no longer.
The three
It's out of
Spanish
print.
films.
Yeah, those are out of print. He doesn't consider Mimic like really his movie. Like he did a director's cut, but he kind of hates that movie. Hellboy 2,
Those are their own thing.
those are their own thing. Same with Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Arrow did a whole big thing with Crimson Peak recently, so there's no reason to do that. And then Shape of Water, Nightmare Alley, Pinocchio, those are all on Criterion,
Shape of Water's on Criterion.
4K.
Nice. When's Coda coming to Criterion?
Probably never, because Apple doesn't like to release physical media.
Still
Right.
no Killers of Flower Moon, correct?
I have a Italian 4K version of that,
Hmm.
and it is very nice. But I wish
It does look good,
It does look good.
but I can't be like, there's no way that's an official.
It's not unofficial, like
Okay.
but it's a great transfer. I wish somebody would allow them to. I think I honestly,
That would be nice.
I think Criterion would crush it.
The one that's even crazier than that is that we'll probably never get an F1
No,
physical release.
we're gonna get an F1
They are?
because Warner Brothers distributed it. So
Oh, that's right.
so
Okay.
they had the theater and the physical media. So it was, and like the one that we'll never get is the tragedy of Macbeth, because A24 and
I'm still waiting for the
and
Platonic 4K box set.
Platonic.
Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne.
Oh, well, that season two's coming out.
I know. I just got an alert on my phone the other day. Platonic season 2 out now. I was
Is
like,
that good?
It is totally okay.
Oh, okay. It kind of feels like a premise for a movie that they would do, put out into
Well,
10
they did,
episodes.
they did Neighbors, which I thought that those were fun.
Yeah, but it just feels like, you want to know, but honestly, Jay, like
Doesn't that how it feel like most TV shows are now?
like the premise, well, especially
Why
those
isn't
Apple
this a
ones,
movie?
like that feels like it would be the premise of a Nick Stoller 2-hour comedy.
You know
in
what I
theaters.
would have watched? A Colin Farrell detective movie, but there's no way I'm watching that show.
No. Also, that
It's
shows
like
me,
what if Colin Farrell was Perry Mason? It sounds great.
the
Not
twist of
watching
that
the
though,
show.
right?
No, tell me.
Spoilers for Sugar. He's an alien.
Excuse me?
He's an alien.
He's from another planet?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why
I might have to watch it now.
all the weird like editing and everything in that show, you kind of you find out that that's because he's an alien. It's through his eye perspective.
Okay.
They got a second season coming. Yeah, but I'll
Right.
watch Colin Farrell lose money in Macau for
Yeah.
another burger. That sounds good. I'm saying this by the time this episode released, I will have seen that film, so I don't know if it's good or not actually. So, just the idea of it sounds good.
Matthew Burger makes a good looking movie.
He's the Burgermeister.
Burgermeister Meister Burger.
You like Conclave,
No, not really.
but you liked All Quiet.
A lot.
But you thought Conclave was interesting enough, entertaining enough.
I'm not out on Burger.
Okay. No, I'm not. Well, I'm not out on him either. He's a very nice guy too.
Mm.
I've talked to him twice.
You
Really
might
nice.
call him a Burger King.
It's right. It was right there, wasn't it?
Swish.
Right. Jay, before we get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna test your award season knowledge based on the film we just reviewed. Kind of. Early summer. And a segment we like to call "It's an Honor to Get Nominated." Now we're talking. This movie came out in 51, so we talked about 52
Yep.
Oscars. This wasn't nominated for everything, obviously. Just a spoiler alert. But this was the year of American in Paris.
Mm-hmm. Movie I've never seen.
You never seen American in Paris?
Nope.
Interesting. Okay. Decision Before Dawn, A Place in the Sun, Quo Vadis, and A Streetcar Named Desire. Those were the 5 films for Best Picture.
I've seen 0 of those movies.
You haven't seen a Streetcar Named Desire?
Nope. One I've been meaning
A
to turn
Screech
on
Call
for a long
Name.
time. No, I haven't seen it.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah,
It's great. Well, it's a great movie. You should check it out.
I believe it.
And you have to weigh in on the Vivian Lee. Is she good in that role?
The great dilemma of our time.
Well, that's the one that Sophia and Mark would battle on the actress series that we did. The actress
Vivian
episodes.
Lee, born in British India.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Versus me and Eric on that. Would you nominate
Very
this for anything?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those, so I'll put it in.
Put it in picture?
Sure.
Director?
Yeah, it's better directed than The African Queen,
That's a movie
which is one I have seen.
Not a fan?
It's whatever.
It's a pretty
It's a product of its time.
Very much so.
I like John Huston, but not my favorite John Huston.
Houston's a very interesting director.
Mm-hmm.
One I would be glad to cover. If
That'd
we
be
ever
fun.
did that.
To watch The
That'd be
African Queen.
Yes, we could watch The African Queen. This is the year of Ace in the Hole, by the way, Jay. Truly one of the
Great
great
film.
films ever made. Period. End of story. Yeah, I would nominate it there. I'd nominate it in
Screenplay.
screenplay, art direction, always for these things, cinematography, Stooms. I'd throw Stooms in there.
Come on, give it Snooms. Tales of Hoffman came out this year. That's a good movie.
That's that's a really good movie. Yeah. Strangers on a Train came out this year. You ever seen that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good Hitchcock. Are we gonna ever do Hitchcock?
It's almost like, why do Hitchcock? But it would be fun.
Why do Hitchcock?
There are some Hitchcocks I have not seen.
Why do Hitchcock? Why do we want people to listen to this podcast?
What's the biggest Hitchcock you haven't seen?
Oh man, because I did Hitchcock a lot, and
I think mine is The Birds.
I've seen The Birds. I've seen The Birds. You haven't seen The Birds?
The Birds.
I have.
Kind of saw clips from it, and I was like, "That looks hokey."
Probably
some good.
Probably some more of the earlier stuff from Hitchcock.
See, that's what I did with Hitchcock. I did a classic. I'm gonna watch everything from the beginning. So I've seen everything from like 1928 to 42.
To the studio stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but I haven't seen a lot of some of the big studio stuff. Still
I
haven't seen
haven't
North by Northwest. That might be my biggest.
I haven't seen Rear Window in like 20 years. So I pretty
Great film.
much
Probably my fave.
so I need to rewatch it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Because it's like I liked it, but I haven't seen it.
You
I want
haven't
to see
seen
it on the
Juno and the Paycock? I've seen that one. 1 star.
haven't seen that. No. That
You
one
haven't seen Waltzes from Vienna?
nope.
2 stars.
Jay,
Yes.
tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet and give them a recommendation of the week.
Yeah, you can find me Letterboxd, J Ledbetter, anything I'm writing. Find it on AwardsWatch, great website that sponsors this podcast.
Host this
Twitter
podcast.
at Mr. J Led, sure, at Mr. J Ledbetter. Recommendation of the week. The really good thing I saw this week was Weapons, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to give a
Why not?
well, because I got another fun one that I'm going to do. I've got obviously we've been talking a lot about Setsuko Hara, the great actress in this quasi trilogy of Ozus, and
Yes.
she's in another phenomenal Japanese film from kind of the other most famous Japanese master, Akira Kurosawa. One of his earlier films, right after World War II, No Regrets for Our Youth, which is a wonderful film.
That's a film I have not seen.
It's really good, kind of a lesser known Kurosawa, but it's about these college students. It's sort of like a Red Scare-ish kind of thing. So
Okay.
especially when you consider that it came out right after World War II, it is it's very powerful work. And it's also like mostly just very delightful. And Setsuko Hara is amazing in it, as she has been in these Ozu films. So go check out No Regrets for Our Youth.
I've never been scared of the color red.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you been ever scared of a color?
Um, no.
Okay.
Trying to come up with something.
No. Nope.
Nope.
The
I'm
best
not
joke.
yet. I'm not yes-anding that one. I don't have anything.
Sometimes in improv, you just let it die. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Blue Sky at Ryan McQuade77. You can find all my work at awardswatch.com. Time of recording this, you probably have seen all the stuff from Telluride in Venice and all that stuff.
Oh, I got one.
Oh,
Did you see that electoral map? How can you not be scared of red?
good job, buddy. Good job.
Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, I've seen the gerrymandering that's going on in my fucking state. Let me tell you that. That scares the shit out of me.
Jerry who?
Don't, don't, don't do it. What's the deal with all this gerrymandering,
I met this guy, Mr. Mandering.
Mister?
Jerry.
Have you seen this? Oh no, not Jerry and Dunda J.
Oh no, Jay.
Jay. Have you seen this?
Those two guys.
Texas
love cars,
Democrats. They left the place.
though. You seen that Beto O'Rourke skateboards?
Yeah. At least he can. Greg Abbott can't. Anyway, with all that stuff that over at the film festivals, you can find all of our work put out there, given to you on the newsletter. It's delivered twice a week. It's the best place to get all the news, reviews, interviews, and all in one place. iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews would greatly appreciated. If you like podcasts, also listen to the main show that's on Mondays. Recommendation of the week. I'm not a scaredy cat.
You're going weapons.
I'm going weapons. I thought
love
we were just
weapons.
going to have a dual conversation here.
I wanted. It was kind of. I thought it was a boring pick because that's
It's not
like
a boring
very-
pick. When we
No
talk about
Regrets for
great
Our-
movies,
No
this is-
Regrets for Our Youth is a fun.
That's a fun pick.
It's more out of the box.
And speaking about regrets of the youth, weapons.
Weapons.
There you go.
I
Right?
think a great film.
I think a wonderful film. Terrible discourse
No, the discourse
online.
has been great. Everybody's been
You've
very
been like loving it?
level-headed and reasonable and
Re-
respectful of other people's opinions of movies.
Honestly, it's been a really terrible year, I think, for discourse. I think of
It really has been.
I,
Materialists.
yeah, I know you were kind of middle of the road on that movie, but still,
Yeah, that
like,
movie is very whatever to
but it
me,
doesn't
but
deserve the criticisms I think that it's
no.
kind of gotten. And then like this,
They
I
have
think
it out for Celine Song for some reason. I don't understand
that
it.
woman is a very nice woman. Like,
There are directors who some folks are just like
but well, I mean,
I'm turning on them before I even
I don't know,
know.
Jay. It's kind of seeming like it's
Kreger
a lot.
seems to be sort of that in Celine Song.
Kreger's before Kreger's, it was really like Emerald Fennell, a little bit of Greta.
Emerald Fennell, I kind of get, but
No, well, yeah, she. I mean, those films kind of bring it upon
at
themselves.
least we have two now.
But then, what do you call it? And then Celine, which didn't make any sense because like everybody lived past lives, like everybody lived that.
But
movie.
not everybody loved. That's what shocked me is that there are some past lives freaking.
It came out of the
haters.
crazy woods for that thing to hate on it. I'm like,
I loved past lives.
I love that movie. It's beautiful, and I love Materialist. I know you didn't, but that's okay. I mean,
I
that's why
didn't dislike it though.
I know you don't. I know.
I just wish I liked him more.
More. Yeah. And that's okay. Like Jay and I disagree on some movies all of the time.
Celine Song seems very pleasant.
I've interviewed her. I've talked to her multiple times. She's a very, very nice
She loves
person.
Zootopia,
She loves Zootopia,
which people got really mad about.
But honestly, like of the Disney sort of films that have come out, like Zootopia kind of rocks.
But it's also like, who cares? Somebody put her on the spot of like name a good movie, and she was
Yeah.
like Zootopia.
It's like,
And everyone was like, what
but
a tasteless idiot.
well, everybody like gets all fucking hard as hell every time they see a Fave 4 fucking list, and that's literally people being put on the spot to name 4 fucking movies to love for the end of time. Like it's I mean, Jay and I do the thing with our 4 favorites on Letterboxd where it's like it's an evolving thing of our last 5-star
Last
films.
5 stars we've watched,
Which is, I think, a much more fun and interesting thing rather than being like, these are your 4 movies that define civilization and who you are as a person. It's like, that's dumb.
I think
like,
I could do that though.
well, Tree of Life.
Tree of Life. I'm not sure I could do it.
No, I don't think you can. I really thought we can get you there. Anyway, I think Kreger made one of the most interesting genre blockbusters around. I think it's right up there with Sinners earlier this year of a really confident director that's got a unique vision and is delivering something for massive audiences in terms of entertainment, but at the same time being something that you can take multiple directions, Jay, and have some very thought-provoking, interesting things. I don't think that there's one answer to it. I think that if anyone tries to tell you that, they're kind of an idiot. And I think that he has made me excited for whatever he does next. And it's nice to see original, slightly, like slightly familiar also at the same time too, filmmaking tactics and structure and used in such an original format. Horror is like at an all-time high. It's like the most popular genre I think we have right now currently in film. And I don't know. I mean, it's been a really good, mostly good year for horror between Sinners and Your Final Destination Bloodlines and
Still haven't
this
seen it?
and I still haven't seen it. I'm going to check it out. I will check it out.
It's a lot of fun.
And that's the other thing. It's like I think that like Final Destination Bloodline lives, and then this also lives in the same company and sphere and are having fun and all, but one's a little bit more thinking, the other one's more disposable, and that's okay. And yeah, I think
Bloodlines is sort of like the tree of life of horror.
but I think between this and Barbarian, guys got me as a fan. Jay and I have talked about the Resident Evil movies doing. It is what it is, but I'm still stoked and stoked
I
for it.
think he's
I'll
good
go
at
see
making
it.
movies.
He's good at his job, and
If you ask me, I would say I wish he was doing another original movie, but if that's what he's doing next, I'm looking forward to it.
But it sounds like he's doing an original story inside of this universe, which is very interesting and something that I'm.
And he's writing it. It's his thing.
It's his thing, and he sounds like he just wants to make something fun because this was such a big.
And he loves the games.
Flavor, yeah. This was a big undertaking, Weapons, and I'm glad that people are seeing it and liking it. And yeah, I think that we should be trying to be happy that we have more voices like Kreger out there than trying to rip them apart, calling them hacks, losing credibility in the ways of saying stuff like that.
Seems
Like,
targeted.
yeah, it seems really targeted by those people that say that stuff. That's
It
for
seems
sure.
targeted by you.
I'm not saying I'm
Oh,
targeting
okay.
anybody.
Mm-hmm,
I think that people are weaponizing their platforms to try to go after somebody. Are trying to weaponize their platforms to go after somebody that is trying to do something that we love, which was in the 90s where independent thought-provoking cinema was being created from and or even big blockbuster entertainment was being created by people that want to push the medium forward. And
Do you have a thing? Do you have a thing that you do, like if a movie kind of gets under your skin and all of a sudden you realize you're doing something? My fists get really tight in a movie, and this happened in Weapons. My fists will just get really tight, and then all of a sudden I kind of look down at my hand and I'm like, I haven't unclenched my fist in like 15 minutes, and I need to remind myself to relax my fingers.
I do this thing where I'm one of those people that slowly start moving forward. I'm usually like laid back
Mm.
in my seat and I'm kind of like, how I have my hand on my by the side of my face and I'm just kind of like
So you
lean.
sit up.
I start sitting up and I start really
Mm.
getting into it and I even at times forget if I'm reviewing the film I'm taking notes because I get so locked into it and I have to remember, oh shoot, go back, write the notes and everything. But I wasn't doing a review for Weapons, so I got to just kind of lean in, and I was leaning in the entire time. And I was sitting in a draft house, and so they have the reclining seats.
You're in the recliner.
I put the seat down,
You were getting a core workout.
so I could get all the way there, and my arms were like this on the little table there, the movable table, because I was fucking
head in
locked
your head in your hand.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
how I
where
was
is
too
this
watching that
going?
movie. I just think it's a very well made,
Jay, the last time I was like that,
thoughtful movie.
the last
Poppy?
time no, not even Oppie. The last time I was locked into Oppenheimer just because like those are the that's a movie that's almost comfort level to me because of
But
just
you're talking about sort of like a sense of kind of thrill,
Yeah.
suspense. Yeah.
it's probably Jordan Peele's Nope, where I was like that glued and I was on this guy's wavelength. I understood it from the beginning, and
That was when I needed a second watch to.
no, the minute I was like, oh shit, I
And
get
now
where
I think
this
it's one of
is.
the 5 best movies of the decade.
Yeah,
So.
and honestly, I think it's kind of interesting the parallels between how people have responded to Nope.
I agree with
and
that
this,
actually, because I do remember people
pushing back
kinda-
on it.
when Nope came out, just being like,
The fuck is this?
like, what's the point?
Yeah,
You know? And I'm like,
dig deeper.
yeah,
Use your goddamn brain.
because it's not screaming at you in the
Yeah.
face about what it's about.
I really think
Yeah.
a lot of the people that we call
No, no.
counterparts, man,
There's a lot of baby movie watchers
there's a
out there,
lot of baby movie watchers, and some of them get approved on Rotten Tomatoes and go to festivals.
which is
and
why
stuff like that.
everybody gets approved on Rotten Tomatoes now.
I know, and that's
Rotten Tomatoes scores now mean nothing.
No, because like I looked this up, I was like, what's the difference between this and like Sinners? It's like 2%.
Well, it was
know what
like
I mean?
Happy Gilmore 1 and Happy Gilmore 2. I think the first one was like 43 and this one was like 67.
That's fucking
And
nuts because this new movie sucks
Yeah.
ass.
And it's like, it just doesn't matter. Everything is watered down. Everything is inflated now because
they're waterboyed down.
they're waterboarded down.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Early summer.
summer was a good app.
It's over now. Now we're moving into late summer.
There you go, buddy. We will be back next week to talk about Tokyo Story. Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you all next time.